See, initially we mixed 3 eggs and 3 cups of the shredded mozzarella. And basically now we've laid this out on the pan, about yay thick. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's about a square looking shape. That's going to become the crust to our pizza. I'm going to pop it in the oven at 450 degrees for about 12 minutes, and we'll go from there. We can see the crust beginning to brown. That tells us it's about ready to flip. I'm going to go ahead and pull that out of the oven. So we've got it out of the oven. We're seeing a little bit of browning there. That's going to be our crust. The cheese and the eggs have melted together there. I'm going to let it cool for a couple minutes before we flip it. And what we'll do is flip it over to the opposite side. We'll start to decorate it with the toppings. Now, flipping this over is probably the hardest part, and it will look a little rough when you get it flipped. We're going to decorate it up with our toppings to hide some of that. First off, we're going to start, and I'm looking at the nutrition here. There we go. Total carbs, 5 grams for a quarter cup. So if we put a quarter cup on this whole pizza, that's going to give us 5 grams added to our count on top of what we have already in cheese. Cheese, if we look here, 1 gram per serving, 8 servings per container. So each bag of this will have 8 grams of carbs. We used a bag and a half for the crust. We're going to also use the last portion of the bag to help top it. So essentially your cheese portion is 16 grams of carbs. You're going to add another 5 with your quarter cup of sauce. And I like to use, for some fresh mozzarella, something that doesn't actually have a carb count, so that doesn't add anything else to it. Of course, our pepperonis, being meat as they are, will also not be adding to the count. So we're going to really be looking at about 21 grams of carb for this whole thing. And it's filling enough that you're not going to eat it in one sitting. So let's get her decorated here. And this is what we're looking like. We're going to go back in the oven for not too long. I want to say about 3 to 4 minutes, just until the cheese melts, basically. Then we'll pull her out. Now there we have 3/4 of the pizza. I finagled 1 slice out of there already. Since I divided it by 4, we've got 21 net carbs divided by 4. That's going to give us 5.25 for each of these slices, which, as you can see, are much larger than your average slice. Now, because you're basically cooking cheese on top of cheese, it's going to be a little bit messy. You might bake it just a little bit longer if you want a little bit of a firmer crust. Personally, I don't care too much, so just get this nice, yummy mess of cheese and pepperonis here. That's how I do it here in casual cooking with Chris. I would also recommend not going the foil route if you can help it. If you have a pizza pan, make sure to spray it down with some cooking spray, I should say. I would make that also a priority. The most difficult aspect of this for me, not having those pans at the moment, is that I end up digging a lot of it off of the foil, trying to get everything salvaged. So mine may look a little more rough than yours. But no, let me know how you like the recipe. Again, this is an Atkins friendly pepperoni pizza. This has been Casual Cooking with Chris, and we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.